Hello, Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for Eden Zero, Chapter 4. When we last left off, Rebecca registered Shiki as an adventurer with the Meteor Torch Guild, and while they were there, we were introduced to our Wendy lookalike, Lavilla Christie, who is nothing like Wendy in the slightest. She's a total ass. Let her fame get to her head, the whole shebang. And while they were trying to figure out how they can make Rebecca's videos more popular than Lavilla's, they thought about trying to find Mother, who Shiki recognizes vaguely, and who's a giant woman in space, I have to mention, and is like a symbol of the guild. And in order to do that, they realized they need a bigger ship if they want to leave the Sakura Cosmos, and to do that, they're heading back to the doctor who saved Happy on Planet River. Meanwhile, Elsie and her space pirates are at Meteor Torch looking for Shiki, where a man there tells them that they just saw Rebecca and Shiki head to Planet River, and Elsie notes that River has already been destroyed. We see it, looking pretty dead looking, at the end of the last panel. That's kind of where we left off last week, so let's jump right into Chapter 4, Noma. Shiki Granbell, a user of gravity ether gear from the Dark Ages, takes on the journey into the vast space after meeting Rebecca and Happy. And so begins the story of a man whose name will be echoed throughout the universe. And we see Rebecca and Happy playing some game on their YouTube or BCube channel, not YouTube channel. We see the Aqua Wing soaring through space to meet the mysterious being Mother. Adventurer Shiki sets out to find a better spaceship. And Rebecca, I guess, is still giving him a tour, even though I feel like he should have been given the tour when they left Granbell. Here's the Aqua Wing's guest room. Go ahead and rest here if you're tired. Can't we just stay in the same room? Hell no! So the ship moves on its own. Yeah, as long as we set a destination. Oh hey, while we're at it, let me pilot the ship. And Rebecca's like, oh, I can get some sweet footage from that. Total amateur pilots his first spaceship. That sounds great. I love them. I love them so much. Somehow I get the feeling your videos don't get a lot of views. Planet Noma. I thought it was called Planet River last week. Am I mistaken on that? Let me double check that. Sorry about this. I'm going on a tangent. ADG's a bitch, people. ADD is a huge bitch. Where was I? Yeah, it says river in last week's chapter. I knew I was not crazy. But yeah, so I guess there's a discrepancy there, because I know last week also said that this chapter was called Noma, so I don't really know what's going on. Is Noma... I don't think Noma is just Japanese for river, is it? But anyway, on planet Noma, the Aqua Wing is, crashed into the planet. I can't believe you! You actually crashed it! But I bet you got some sick footage from that. I totally did. I love her. I love her so much. And Happy looks up, the wreckage. What will we do about this ship? And Shiki, lifts it up. Oh, right, with his gravity gear, duh. And, rights it, has to be horizontal on the ground. Phew! You can make things weightless? To an extent, yeah. I made you lighter, too, remember? I'm not a thing! And then, Happy's B-Cube, goes off. What's that? The weather here in Noma's a bit weird, so I set this alarm. Weird? Look, and then we see, up in the clouds... What the fuck is that? Pillars of ice, are raining down from the sky. What the heck is that? Shiki's reaction is mine, too. Those are Earth ether crystals. This planet is abundant in Earth ether. The Earth ether in the atmosphere crystallizes and rains down on the planet like so. And we have, Amashima musing, thank you so much for your thoughts and feedback on this series and getting a lot of different reactions. Over time, the crystals that penetrate the surface become part of the ground. See that short one over there? It probably fell from the sky a long time ago. What the heck is ether? You can use ether gear, but you don't even know what it is? Great reaction, Rebecca. Alright. But I guess we don't really have, a real world-building style description on what ether is. But, so Happy is here to provide it for us. It's the source of all power. It's present in humans, in the atmosphere, and even in machines. In unscientific terms, one could even call it magic. Magic. Our Happy Blaster uses ether to shoot bullets. It's not such a hard thing to use since everyone has it. However, ether gear is a bit different. With ether gear, one can rearrange the flow of ether in their body, just like a machine. And we see, an image of, ether flowing down from the head, kind of like veins, and then we see it going down, a bit more, 90-degree angle-based maze-looking deal. So I was a robot magician the whole time? Another, pillar, falls right behind Shiki. So, how can the people on this planet survive in a place like this anyway? Well, you see, we see, something. Some, a cave-looking thing with a bunch of doors. They built their city underground. And, they seem, descending from a pillar, into, the city proper. This does lead to a question. Elsie said this planet was dead, but it looks fairly alive, unless we're gonna get down, the entire population has been, wiped out by the plague or something. Oh! And he's, looking down at the huge city. Lots of humans on the ground, and a lot of other things, too! I'm here, too! Look out, world, I'm here, too! Yes, that's nice. So it looks like it's not really dead. I don't know what Elsie was talking about. But I guess they're at the professor's shop. Professor Wise! And they see, the room looks fairly empty. Looks like he's not here. Looks like he hasn't read our emails either. Professor Wise, hello? And Shiki notices, a pair of goggles on the table. And he puts them on. Professor, where are you? Professor, and you can see, Happy's, real body, his, robot body. And he takes them off, and Happy's back to normal. Looks like he's not around. I wonder if something happened. And he puts the glasses on and he looks at Rebecca. Alright. Hey, Shiki. Yep, and he sees her nude. You can't just touch the professor's stuff like that. Whoa! No one move. And someone pulls up with a gun, at the front entrance. Who are you? That's what I'd like to know. What are you doing in someone else's house? Someone else's? Isn't this Professor Wise's house? And the man, kind of looks at them. The professor? And Happy's, shaking up. You know the professor? Professor Wise Steiner? He helped fix me up. I'm Wise Steiner. Who the hell are you guys? What? So the professor doesn't recognize them? Another Mashima musing to interrupt the chapter. I've said before in the first chapter, I'm really not a big fan of the Mashima's musings. I feel like they kind of interrupt the flow a little bit too much. But anyway, it says, a lot of people were surprised with the space setting in chapter 1. I'm still surprised I managed to do it. So they're all shocked at Steiner. What do you mean? Hey, you're younger than I thought you'd be. Wait, don't you guys know each other? And Steiner looks at him. 20,000 years later. What? Huh? 20,000 years later? Two robot things are looking on an asteroid. Did you find something? I found 2 human corpses. They look pretty old. A male and a female, huh? The next chapter of Eden Zero will be a special with 23 pages. Watch out for a shocking development. Oh, dear mother, so we pray. Lead these souls to blue paradise. What's this? I've never seen anything like this before. We see a B cube. There's something written here. Eden Zero. 20,000 years later, and what seems to be the remains of Rebecca and company, along with a mysterious message. To be continued in chapter 5, The Guy Named Wise. Okay. That was a weird ending. So, they get to the planet. It's not dead. I don't know what Elsie was talking about last week. And they meet Wise, who's younger than they remember, and the guy who I figured was him on the cover. Because in chapter 2, we see a guy who's on the cover. The color cover. My bad. I was on the color cover from chapter 1. At Happy's death. And I always figured that was the doctor who fixed him up. He's the guy who tells off the other guy for trying to stop Rebecca from hugging Happy. I figured that had to be the doctor that fixed him up. But we see him and he's a lot younger than that guy and he's someone else. And then 20,000 years later, there's another message that says Eden Zero. We see a planet that's ripped in two. What is going on? I'm so lost. Wow. I really don't know what to take with this ending. It's clear that Mother is still seen as a divine being 20,000 years later. Because they pray to Mother. I'm not sure if these guys are supposed to be robots or robot-looking spacesuits or what they are. Maybe everyone's an android in 20,000 years. Also, I'm shocked the BQ can survive 20,000 years. Like, that's a long time. Um, I don't know what to do with this. I don't know. I don't know what this is. How? I mean, I get judging by next week's chapter. Looks like we're going back to Wise and Team Rebecca, but I don't know. 20,000? Is that supposed to be this planet? Or is Mashima trying to say they don't make it out of here? It seems like the story is too early for that to happen. I don't know. Will this be brought up anytime soon? Is it going to be like a Kawaki situation where we see it for 3 pages and then don't hear of it for 2 years? I don't know. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. So I have some thoughts, as y'all can tell. I thought this was a mostly good chapter. You know, getting the plot moving. I'm actually really impressed. The general lack of fan service in the goggle, the X-ray vision goggles. You know, generally I would have expected. You know, given Mashima's propensity for fan service, at least a full body shot, not like it was from like here up, and like that's not bad, not bad for Mashima. Mashima, has his flaws, and fan service is one of his flaws, but he pulled himself together for that one. I'm kind of impressed, but I don't know what to do with that ending. I don't even know. So it's gonna be another week until we find out what's next. We have a longer chapter next week. It's 23 pages, which is good. Also, that's right around the time when does the Fairy Tail sequel come out? The 26th, I want to say. The 100 Years Quest just got an official name. I just read that on Facebook. But yeah, that'll be y'all know I'm doing the 100 Years Quest, right? Yeah, like that. There's no debate on whether or not I'm doing that. But like I don't know how to take the Eden Zero ending. But like as Fairy Tail comes back, I definitely want Eden Zero to differentiate itself from Fairy Tail more. I feel like he's done a really barely good job of that already, even if like not Shiki sometimes looks a little bit too much like Natsu. Rebecca never really looks like Lucy too much. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. But like a lot of the character designs do feel kind of like inspired by Fairy Tail, and with Fairy Tail back, I feel like it's definitely gonna become more of a problem going forward. But yeah, this was just it started out fairly normal, like funny, moving on to the next part of the story chapter, and then the ending. I need a while to process that. Like, where do we go from that? I don't even know. Like, yeah, I have no idea. So anyway, I'm gonna leave this video here. That I don't know what to do. So I hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video. If you did, feel free to drop me a like, subscribe, whatever the fuck you want. And as always, people, keep kicking ass, and I'll see you in the future. Bye.